Very good morning to everyone. Good morning to the Honorable Minister of Sports, Youth and Culture. Good morning, Director of Arts and Culture in the Ministry, Registrar of Intellectual Property, the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade, Chairperson of the Copyright Society Board, and everyone at large, artists, media, a very good morning and welcome. So today we're here for the inaugural Vukubone Music Conference. And just to give a background, when we started Antidote Music 10 years ago, we were determined to unearth, develop and launch the biggest and the best music talent from Eswatini. Though we have managed to moderately do so in the past decade, we realized that there's a need for us to have a bigger bus to be able to get more artists and creators to their respective destinations. And that's why we started the Antidote Culture Foundation. And the Antidote Culture Foundation is a non-profit organization that we founded this year. And our vision is to, we envision a thriving creative sector that will contribute towards the education of youth, towards the eradication, rather, of youth unemployment in Eswatini through the establishment of a thriving cultural sector. And to put that into perspective, according to UNESCO, if you're talking about the creative cultural industry, you're talking about one of the fastest growing industries and actually one that employs the most people between the ages of 15 to 29. So for us, it was a no-brainer that if we're saying we want to, fight youth unemployment in Eswatini, then the creative cultural industry is the perfect vehicle to do so. And our first project under the Antidote Culture Foundation is Vukubone. And Vukubone is a Nguni phrase that we adapted from the words Vuga ubone, which means to wake up and see or to be enlightened. And that is what we're hoping we can achieve through this conference and through the work that we'll be doing, to enlighten artists, to enlighten all practitioners within the industry, and basically to set a pace and to start moving forward quicker. The reality is, more than ever now, as the arts and culture sector, we need to unite. There's no time to point fingers anymore. There's no time to blame anyone anymore. If we're saying we want to create a sustainable cultural and creative industry for ourselves, then we need to start being leaders, each and every single person. And hence our slogan, which is Vuga ubone uhole, which is twofold. Uhole as in get paid, of course, because I'm sure you're all here to find out how you can get paid. But secondly, uhole as in take the initiative, be the leader in the industry. We need more leaders. And we hope that through this conference today, we will inspire you to lead, and we will in some way help you to start monetizing the art that you create. Thank you very much. I'd like to hand over to the Director of Arts and Culture in the Ministry, Mr. Pindangosi, who will introduce and welcome the Minister for us. Thank you.
Siyabonga, Program Director. Asinivusele nonke. All protocol observed. Andakala ngivusele indvuna yami. And hope lokuthi sonke losiphelele ngeluthi lwetfulana will do justice to what needs to be done. Njengoba shilo Program Director, I'm the Director of Arts and Culture in the Ministry of Sports. We work closely with the Arts and Culture Council, both Stanley Jamin. In the interest of time, bantu bagethu bengathanda xoxa but ngalo ukuthi indvuna schedule size very tight today. I think what I'll basically do now that's nje kakhulu ukuthi pho bantu nengozi sicela ukuthi manje ude mhlonishwa ude asiphe mavu ekuhle kanipha siyabonga ndvuna.
Thank you, Program Director. Let me acknowledge a senior government official that is present, senior government officials that are present here. The Director of Arts and Culture, Mr. Pintankosi, and the Registrar of the Intellectual Property and other senior government officials that are present, Antidote Music and Antidote Culture Foundation co-founders, panelists, artists, stakeholders in the arts and culture industry, members of the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my pleasure to join you here this morning on behalf of His Majesty's government for the official opening of the inaugural Vukubone Music Conference. I should begin by taking this moment to congratulate one of the Antidote founders, Mr. Meli Hlanze, who has recently returned to Eswatini from taking part in the prestigious Mandela Washington Fellowship Alumni Enrichment Institutes in the United States. As a ministry which is also responsible for youth issues, it greatly pleases us to see a young man take charge of the future by exploring and going for such opportunities. In particular, our arts industry is in serious need of leaders who will invest in expanding their knowledge and aligning with global trends in order to drive the necessary arts development in our beautiful kingdom. I therefore challenge you now, Mr. Hlanze, to plow back the knowledge that you've gained in the US to our local arts industry. As we have said time and time again, the industry needs all hands on deck in order to develop and reach its full potential. Now to the business of the day. I am greatly excited to witness the start of this groundbreaking conference. I've been particularly pleased to note that the conference aims are aligned with government goals for the arts industry, particularly on the issues of monetizing our art, sensitizing stakeholders on intellectual property rights, as well as investing in digesting our own music. Much more importantly, it is pleasing to see the arts industry stakeholders gathered in such a fashion to discuss and find home-brewed solutions to our local industry's challenges. Moreover, this platform will allow all the relevant stakeholders to establish and strengthen networks while also promoting collaboration, which is a key component for growth in this beloved industry of ours. I'm also pleased to note that one of the Vukubone Music Conference main goals is to contribute to the creation of sustainable careers within the industry. This is heartwarming to note, as well as our efforts as stakeholders should be directed towards making the industry a fertile ground from which sustainable and rewarding careers can be pursued for the betterment of Emaswati. I therefore wish to take this moment to thank Antidote Culture Foundation, co-founders, for this brilliant idea which has now been translated into life. This is an amazing platform that will surely help the industry unlock new ideas that can propel us to greater heights. It is pleasing to note that there is a platform by Emaswati for Emaswati, and the discussions here will be driven by Emaswati in the industry who have the necessary experiences and insight. It therefore goes without saying that this makes up for a great recipe for coming up with solutions that speak exactly to our local situation on the ground. I've also learned with excitement that there are plans to make this conference an annual event. And this will go further to include stakeholders from beyond our borders. This is exciting, and it aligns with our shared goal of exporting our art, and such collaborations with regional and international stakeholders are key in taking Eswatini's wide array of creative talent to the entire world. I now encourage all of you here to maximize the potential of this conference by active participation in these 3 days ahead. We are here because we have a role to play individually and collectively towards the development of music and the arts sector at large in our kingdom. And I encourage you to be fully fixed on driving the necessary conversations for the growth of our sector. His Majesty's government remains committed to creating an enabling environment for arts development in the kingdom. As many of you will already know, earlier this year, the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade launched a first-of-its-kind copyright society and board, which is aimed at operationalizing issues of royalty payments for artists, among other things. Such efforts by government are a recognition of the important role that the arts industry plays and can continue to play in the growth of Eswatini's economy. We therefore look forward to continuing with you on our shared journey towards arts development in the kingdom. And I have no doubt that platforms such as this one, the Vukubone Music Conference, will help to accelerate our efforts and our shared goals. It is now my pleasure to wish you all the best in the deliberations and to declare the Vukubone Music Conference officially opened. God bless you and thank you.